A design produced late into the war to lay siege to human settlements, its heavy laser artillery can melt through any defences, and its heavy combat frame can smash any resistance. Okay, well they're kind of good. Oh, I didn't realize I could turn these things round. Don't ask why I immediately decided to look there. Right then. Somebody looked at a gorilla and thought, goodness, that's not quite hench enough. We need to do a little bit more on that. Right then. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a little bit more of the, whatever it's called. Hideout Face Your Fears, that's what it's called. Right, where did we leave off? We left off having just leapt out of a building someplace. And I cannot remember exactly where. Did we just drop off one of these balconies? Perhaps that one.
About final weapon? A weapon for what? Machines? Is there a chance that everything will go back to normal?
As I think I said last time, probs not. If I had to go out and limb, and I do. Okay, is this an audio file or not? My brother Jack. Oh no, that's a collectible. I don't like leaving Jack behind, but I have to in order to save him. I don't know if I'll be back. I don't know if I can save him. I am scared. So, upon having a few hours to mull over the story as thus we have experienced it, I can tell you that this shelving unit fell over with such force that it became one with the chair and the cushion and the this. Goodness. Yes, upon mulling it over whilst having my dinner, I was under the impression that this game was set at pretty much the concurrent time, judging off the level of technology that we have seen, which isn't the robot monster creatures. Other than them, all of the technology seems to be concurrent, and we've seen a couple of dates which are relatively recent, all of them being posted in 2010. Can I do this with my psychic mind powers again? Yes, I can. Still don't know how I'm doing that, but I'm doing it. I don't know if that's a glitch or a bug, I only know that it happens. What's down here? This looks interesting. At least vaguely. I stand corrected. There was nothing interesting here. Yeah, I think this is set concurrently, which makes me question these monsters, because a crazy one. Giddy on, I haven't seen this yet and I don't look forward to meeting it. We have seen a robot that does not act normally. It does not seem to care who it attacks. Anything that crosses its path it would attack. Be careful. I think I do want to meet one of these. These could be very useful if I could lure it towards some other robots. Maybe I could get it to attack them, and at the very least that would distract them, and ideally it would kill them all, and then I can laugh upon their graves as they fizzle out and all of them internal programming dies, or whatever it is that happens to robots when they go to the next life. Anyway, my theory at the moment is that the robots aren't actually of human creation, perhaps? That they may come from another planet, and they've been sent here to wage war on us by some other being or some other race of people, perhaps. Because if this is set concurrently, we don't have the technology to actually create robots this, well, to create robots that are quite this good at killing people, unless I'm a little bit behind the times on my old technological news. I don't know, but yeah, that's my theory at the moment. But then that final weapon, or rather that loading screen thing that we saw at the beginning, said something about there being a war, which doesn't necessarily rule out my theory of it being like an alien race or something, but it doesn't really support it. But you'd imagine if this was a war waged between two human factions, both would have access to robots that could do killing, versus more like a more powerful when I say otherworldly, I don't mean like a ghost, I mean like it comes from another planet. Otherworldly faction, I think, would be a bit more capable of wondering where all the sound was gone, would be a bit more capable of sending all of these robots here, which could quite so easily kill us. So, yeah, that's my theory at the moment. I love that those spider trap things aren't detected by the concentration thing. I find that a massive pain in the neck. At least they don't see very far, which is nice. Alright then, I reckon, because this is close to where it spawned me when I came back, that I need to make my way through this door. So, I need to trace these two cables and find the place where the generators that they're attached to. I feel like this game might benefit from a bit of music, perhaps. Ah! Exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted. I've forgotten all of the buttons. Could you pick up a rock, please? Thank you. I haven't forgotten the buttons. I was just getting confused because I was pressing them and not a heck of a lot was happening. That's it. Just turn a little bit to the left. Not that giddy. I didn't distract you for long enough. Well, this is an excellent beginning, isn't it? Giddy. You have been caught. I hadn't noticed. Right then. What an odd place to spawn me. I've heard of a tree hugger. I haven't heard of a leaf kisser. That is a new one. Alright then, let me try this again. And this time I'll try not to suck. Okay, what is this? Are these more rocks? Yes, they are. Oh, maybe I was supposed to send him sort of backwards. Like, over there, maybe. Yeah, like that. Maybe. Not convinced that worked, but okay. Right. So there's them two, and then there's one in there. They make these spooky noises and they frighten me. Alright. I think there's one in this building, and then there's one in that building there. I can't see any robots in here. So I'm going to waltz around this building once or twice first. See if I can find anything. Here's something for another trap. I should probably make a couple of those because I feel like we are in need of a few. There we go. That's all that set up. So there's a thing for hiding here. I think that's the spider traps I can hear on the other side of the wall. See, this isn't a great deal of help to me because there's no way up. I reckon if there is a generator up there, it's going to be up, given that it's not down here. So this was a large waste of everybody's time, and I feel I should reimburse it. Reimburse that time to you somehow. And I'm not sure I know how to do that. Alright then. I need to observe the patrols of you two, and not just think that I see a gap and then run out into it, because that's what gets you killed in stealth games. Eventually, I will learn to speak the English language without falling over my own tongue. Right, I did the exact thing I said I wasn't going to do, and somehow I survived, which is going to encourage me to do it again. See, as soon as you just see me in my invisible bushes, which I don't remember agreeing to. Giddy yards. I really hope there's somewhere to hide in here, and it's not a dead end. It's a dead end. Good afternoon. And now I am highly dead. Oh, wonderful. I thought I was invisible when I was in these bushes. Am I only invisible up to a point? If they're standing right next to me, do I no longer become invisible? Alright then. I suppose that's vaguely fair. Yes, look at the spooky rock. Don't look at me, ye great gooses. Alright then. I need to get into these bushes without being seen. And then... no more spooky noises. I will throw a stone if I have to get rid of you, mate. Yeah. Because somehow, I've not a baldies how, but you're able to see me here. Which seems a little counterintuitive compared to the rest of the game that we've been like, goodness, this episode and the last one are going to be like night and day, aren't they? The first one is like, haha, these stupid robots don't know what they're doing. They are big silly faces, and I am big and clever. And now this episode is like, goodness, I can't even get past this first little segment of the level. For goodness sake. Alright then, so what I need to do is find a different spot, because it seems like they patrol through that bush, which is, a bit weird. Alright, what if I hide, like, back here in this bush for a moment? This doesn't seem particularly safe, because I'm not actually that hidden here. I guess I can't sneak through there. No, I can't. Alright then. Assuming that he can't see me, because admittedly there is a bush and a bench. See there, that's how they're supposed to respond. There we are, and then he's going to go that way, and I'm going to go this way, and everything will be better. Huzzah! I have succeeded in my goal. Alright then. There wasn't anything of importance in here, was there? There's just a fly that keeps flying in front of the camera, being very, very annoying, and I do apologise for that. You can see a small black blob gracing the camera occasionally. I apologise, that's what it is. I do my best to keep them out, but one sneaked in and I haven't been able to murder him yet. Right. They seem very inconsistent on when they do and don't come to investigate those didgeridoo-dahs, those generators, because sometimes they charge in here like you're offering free cake, or in their case free service oil, I suppose, whatever it is that a robot would be into, and other times they just couldn't care less. Alright then. Well, this is interesting, but not a great deal of help to me, because this isn't the location I want to go to. I want to get into that building over there, but I don't quite know how to manage that, because since when were you allowed up here, mate? Exactly? When were you permitted up on the couch? Giddy young. Alright then, I need to find a way to access that building there, because look, there you can see it, that bit of blue. That bit of blue is the generator. I need to get up onto that higher floor, but I can't do that from within the building. There must be another access point around the side of the building or around the back. Well, probably not around the back of the building, because we looked there and there was nothing there. So, and it doesn't seem like I can go off to the right from this building, which is a shame. Because if I could just climb over this thing and get out onto that balcony, I might be a little closer. But I don't think I can manage that. Alright, well this is a pickle. This is a real pickle. I guess, because I haven't been there before. I mean, there's a window there, with like the brown pane, just underneath that satellite dish. Perhaps, if I get there, I can poke my head out the window and turn the other generator on with my psychic mind powers. Perhaps I can do that. Okay, you're just patrolling in this little circuit. That's fine, because that gives me time to sneak through here. Can I use my psychic brain powers? Yes, I can. Excellent. Psychic brain powers for the win. Huzzah and hooray. Alright then. Now, where the heck am I? I have absolutely no idea. I don't think I've ever been in here before. No, I definitely haven't been before. There is a thingamajig here. What was that noise? Did someone detect me? Sounded a bit like a mouse. Alright then. Let me look over my other shoulder, which is a nice feature. I like that feature. There's more stones here for throwing about. You're coming down the stairs, aren't you? I don't actually think you can come down the stairs, because I had to go through that little, I had to go through that little gap in the wall to manage that. There we go. There we go. Just refill my rock supplies. Okie dokie then. Let's go back over to this shoulder, because it feels weird looking over the other one. Alrighty then. We have succeeded in our objective, and we are one step closer to this medicine that I have been promised. I think by this point I've found a few blasted leaves. I really do feel like if this sort of apocalyptic event that, Oh, it's one of the berserker bozos. I know what it was, because I saw it on the loading screen. Who knew loading screens could be so useful? Gosh, another brain. Just brains splattered all over the floor. Yes, I do feel like if these sort of apocalyptic events happen, that once production stops on things like medicine and ammunition, I really do think that people would just defer to other alternatives. Because obviously in games like Fallout and stuff, you know, people seem to be continuing to use medicines and stuff for ages after the apocalypse occurs. But I really do feel like unless an absolutely enormous percentage of the population was wiped out, this is nice. I could make a home here. This is pleasant. Not entirely sure I want to eat Metal Skull for dinner every day, but I reckon I could learn to live with it if push came to shove. Never mind. It looks like we're shoving through frames at a very low rate, which isn't great, but I'm not sure how much more I can do. I'm doing my best, I'm sorry. There's limits to what I can manage. Where am I going? I mean, presumably in the direction of these new enemies for, like, you know, story reasons. But no. What? How the hell did you detect me that quickly? Giddy on, you people look smart. Too smart for your own good. Well, too smart for my good is the reality of the situation. Could you take your oversized buttocks and leave, please? That's what I say whenever I look at my Twitter feed and see modern people doing modern things. Right, what was I prattling on about? I was prattling on about the production of medicines after the apocalypse, wasn't I? Because apparently that's interesting for me to talk about. Yeah, I feel like it would all get used up immensely quickly unless a vast percentage of the population was wiped out, leading to people having to defer to their own production of things, or like melee weapons, for example, rather than continuing to use actual ammunition using weaponry. I don't know. I don't know if there's any kind of like science to the apocalypse in terms of like theories people have put together, or like predictions of what would be most likely to happen given a certain set of bad scenarios. I feel like that probably somebody has done that, because that sounds like a vaguely interesting job to have. I guess I'm dropping down here. It's difficult to know exactly.
Damn it! Can't escape.
Well, that's fortuitous. If only I hadn't known that was going to happen. I mean, I didn't know one was going to burst in through the wall. But goodness, man, this game really needs a bit more sound going on sometimes. Can I actually go back into the audio settings? I turned some stuff down, didn't I, originally, because I was worried about it. Let me put the music back up a bit. Normally in games, music is really loud, so I normally turn it down a bit for the sake of not drowning out my my indignant prattle, which I know is the main selling feature of this game. Or rather, of these videos. Yeah, but only because it's a psychopathic killer robot rather than anything with a bit of common sense. Will they fight each other, or will they only fight other types of robots, like little ones? From their size, I'm guessing my best bet is to stay inside, never mind. Can I turn this on my psychic mind powers again? Psychic mind powers, go! It didn't work. Blast. What will I do with myself now? The answer is, apparently go and have a mug of beer in this rough direction. Why am I able to go in there? What possible use could have that? What possible use could that have, if I could even learn to speak? Are you trying to tell me that I need to lure these two monsters together somehow? Problem is I think they're very, very situationally aware, as it were. Like, they're not blind by any stretch of the imagination. They're very competent. I get the impression if I power this on, that gate might open this end there. Yeah, there we go. Good, that makes my job easier. Now, are you actually going to wander out there on your own, or do I have to do the hard work for you? Goodness. Are you detecting me? No, you're detecting one of those monsters over there, and now you're having a big fight, and I wish I could show the audience, because that looks cool. Right then. So that's dealt with those two, at least. Is there anything in here of any importance or consequence? Seems not. There is a few shelves, but they have already been stripped bare. Right then, let me sneak through the grass, because that's never failed before. It's more lavender than grass either. Or other as well. But, I'm just going to wait for you to turn around, my friend. Oh, I've just seen their heads. If you look, they're the... Oh, actually, you'll be able to see it better on this chap, won't you, if I can find his head. Which I can't, oddly. If you look, these are the creatures, these are the robots that have got those massive heads with the 3 sticky out bits on the back. So that's where all of those bonces have come from, that we've seen strewn about hither and thither. Okie dokie then. Let me figure out where it is we're going. That cable is leading up past that little wall. Past that little staircase there. So I need to get you away. Yeah, it's giving me a rock, but I don't really want to use a rock, to be honest. I want to use a radio for this. Because, let me just make another one. I want to lure you well away. The further away, the better. You actually triggered by that? I think you are. Yes, you are. You're very cross about that, which I like. Yeah, there we are. Huzzah! Right. I think what might have actually been a more sensible plan for me to do, let me just look down upon my, upon the destruction I've wrought. Where's he gone? What the hell? You're kidding me. He's dead? He's dead from a radio. I didn't give you a better look at his bonds. Man alive. Nice thumbnail. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so I can defeat those things with radios. That seems a bit unfair on their part. I mean, against them. Not on their part. They're not being unfair. We're being a bit unfair to them. Really? I can use a radio to destroy one of those things? I guess that means that they're going to use those monsters as very tactical things. Like I need to use them to combat the regular robots. And wish they'd come in and combat that fly. I know you want to be a co-star, mate, but that's not how it works. I work alone, apart from with Bib. Alright? Bib is the only co-star on this channel. You can shove off. Right, how do you spend your Sunday afternoons? Oh, you know, the usual. Oh, the usual kind of regular stuff that normal people do. Yeah, you know. I play video games while talking to a camera and telling a fly it can't be my co-star. Normal! Normal! Goodness. Are you coming back this way? You are, aren't you? You great big pain in the neck. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. I have to go down here and hope that they can't follow. I'll take that as a they can follow. Ugh, the things you learn. The things you learn by screwing up all the time. There wasn't one just down there, was there? I don't think so, no. Oh dear. But yeah, I imagine I'm going to have to use these big ones very carefully in order to get rid of the little ones. I need to be careful. I need to be tactical and clever. And not stupid! So, for example, I could get rid of this guy by luring that guy towards him. If I sort of threw that right in the middle there, I'd sort of lure them together, as it were. Yeah, here we go. Bit like that. Should have thrown that a bit earlier. Oh, how did you hear that, you great goososaurus? Oh, for goodness sake. And the door shut behind me, because of course it did. Idiot. Well, you gotta praise the game for one thing. It doesn't do cheap jump scares, does it? Now, how precisely did you hear me, you great big pain in the neck? Did he see me? Okay, he saw me. Right, okay, that's fine. I thought he heard me. That would have made no sense at all. Right then. Goodness sake, I wouldn't survive long in the apocalypse, would I? Especially not with my trial and error method of living. Right. Just need to... Can I throw it from here? Not very accurately, no. Alright. Well, that didn't work at all. That didn't activate either of them. What a massive waste of an afternoon that endeavour was. For goodness sake. What a waste of a radio part. Alright then. Oh, good afternoon, gentlemen. I really don't want to have to deal with those spider traps. They are a massive pain. In the massive neck. This just leads me straight back over to where I was before, doesn't it? Yes, it do. Great. I don't feel like I can get past that robot upstairs on the opposite side of the balcony bridge. At the same time, I don't feel like I can get past you two. Because I haven't really figured out what triggers you yet. Well, I imagine that probably triggers you, but you know, other than that, I don't really know. I haven't quite figured that out yet. Oh, now he's coming back, because again, he has a brain betwixt his lug holes. Which is a diddly darn shame. Right. We're going to pretend that nobody saw me get in this cupboard. We're going to sit here for a moment and have a nice wee bit of refreshments. And then afterwards... we're going to get out and then we're going to die. Alright, there is some stealth grass over there. Can I sneak behind this bench? No, I cannot. Okay, those things don't have a particularly long field of view, as it were. Oh, that's you. Yeah, you can get relatively close to them without getting screwed over. Which is lovely. I greatly appreciate that, so I do. Now, does this take me anywhere useful? Other than to the mouth of death, of course. Not really, no, unless I want to go upstairs, and with that great lolloping loon up there, I really don't. Alright then. Let me hide in the bushes. Giddy up. There we are, it's better. When you hide in the bushes, the camera zooms out a little bit, which makes my life a dozen times easier. Right then. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on. You aren't moving, which is a pain because I need to get to that generator, but I'd rather lure you from somewhere else, like maybe up on that balcony up there, perhaps. I doubt I can access that building from this one, but I will go inside and have a look, just in case. I'll stop crouching as well because I reckon I'm safe here. Oh yeah, there's the traps as well. I haven't really been using the traps that much, have I? I'm not sure exactly why. Alive. There's so many buttons in this game that you have to hold down. As I said last time, I think it would really benefit if some of them could just be like you press to turn it on and then you press to turn it off again. I think that would be downright snazzy. Oh, Gideon, don't come in here. Don't come in here. Just leave me alone. Alright, this doesn't help me massively. The only place that this gets me access to is this balcony, which is a balcony of death. Yeah, in fact it gets me further away. Not enthused by that in the slightest. And there's no way I can lure that guy all the way over here, especially since there's a massive brick wall in the way. Yeah, Phil, maybe that'll be a bit of a problem. Not very observant in the old ear department, are they? Oh dear, I'm going to have to lure him away and then try to get over there, activate the generator, and then get into one of these buildings. And that, I think, is going to require the use of a radio, because a rock isn't going to cause enough, isn't going to give me enough time. So I'm going to throw it over there, because then that should lure him in there. Hope it doesn't activate anyone else. Turn this on, and catapult myself into this little building where I am hopefully vaguely safe. Every time I see a light, I get scared. Right. which is good. Alright, it's evidence of the game being good if every time I see a light I'm too concerned that it's a monster. That is good. That is not. Is there any treasure or delicious things up here which I can have? Goodness sake, I've heard of explosive diarrhea, but this takes the biscuit. And it gives it back as quick as it went in, it seems. Goodness. Alright then. See if we can use this vantage point to figure out where we are and where we're going. Okay, so I reckon our generator activated these two cables here, which has gotten that going, which is lovely. The fact that this, I nearly said this waistcoat then. No. A waistcoat is something that is an unnecessary piece of clothing that you wear if you want to look important. This is a locker and it's floating, and it seems to break my brain when I look at it, so I'm going to stop looking at it now, and we'll look at something else instead. Are you actually going to activate anyone? Because there's not many people nearby. There's you, which is an enormous pain in the neck. Hopefully he'll find Spider Trap and he'll kill it. And himself in the process. Hello. Oh, maybe that's a better thumbnail, actually. Good afternoon. I like the twitches. They're a nice touch. The fact that you aren't shoving off is a slightly less nice touch, but never mind, I'll go up and leap off the balcony. That might work a wee bit better. Depends if he detects me from me sneaking around behind him. I need to get into them bushes, really. Man alive. They're like a dog with a rat. They don't... Where precisely did you come from, exactly? Aberystwyth? Where are you going to put me back to? I don't know. I don't know. You're putting me back here! Oh, for goodness sake, that's hardly sporting. Let me try... Oh. I was literally about to open my big flapping pie hole and say, let's try to get through here without being detected by one of those spider traps, but, before I could even finish the sentence, my life had been ruined. Alright then. You got lots of investigations going on in here. Goodness. It's having a practical orgy out there. You can clearly see there's nobody around. There is a human-sized locker nearby, but that definitely doesn't have a person in it. Now, if the both of you would like to screw off, actually, if the trifecta of you would like to screw off, I would be greatly appreciative. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but I'm still kinda screwed. You don't reckon he's the one by the, God, that noise has frightened me. You don't reckon he was the one that was over there, do you? I think he was. I think that robot is not programmed to patrol. He's programmed just to stand wherever he is and just face in the same direction and not really move very much. Which meant when he was lured away by that, when he was lured away by that trap, he just stayed there. He didn't go back to his normal patrol pattern, which is interesting. I would have thought his AI would be programmed to lure him back to his sort of guard post, as it were. But it seems that's not the reality of the situation, which is a little interesting. Alright then, are you coming over here, or are you staying over there? You seem to be staying over there, which is fair enough. Alright then. Could that door shut behind me, please? Thank you. Those seem to act a bit like checkpoints, in the sense of keeping you safe from bad guys, and giving you autosaves, which is what I assume that swirliness is. I'm just going to stand up for a second for the sake of my rickets, and then we're going to worry. Doesn't mean there's anything to worry about. The cycle of life is the key. Birth, growth, and death. Here is some evidence of death. Right then, and here is some more evidence of death. Goodness sake. Right then. Nicely defined shadow, I must say. Very nicely defined shadow. Right, sorry. I'm going to skid you. Is there someone over there? No, there isn't. Oh, there's somebody downstairs. Goodness sake. I always get scared of noises that are too close to me, and then I realise they're never actually as close as they seem. Hello, friend. You are as close as you seem, so I'm going to go in the opposite direction, if you don't mind. If it's not rude of me to do so. Alright then. Goodness, that's a nice symbol. It's a bit of a... oh, goodness. It's a bit of a sort of a phoenix rising from the ashes. Rising from the ashes of the destroyed machine people. Right then. Hopefully that didn't, lure anyone. Perhaps it's a distance thing. Perhaps they have to be relatively nearby to be lured by that. I am not well hidden here. I need to go a little bit further back, don't I? Okay, good. You don't patrol as far up this corridor as a competent person would, which is lovely. Let's just switch to this one for the sake of, goodness. For the sake... I don't know what it's for the sake of, but it's for the sake of not doing this, I suppose. Which isn't as bad as I thought it would be, now that I think about it. Alright then. I want to get into that room there, but this seems amazingly dangerous. Oh, I managed it though, which is nice. Alright then, is the next generator in here? Yes, it is. Goodness, there's a phoenix with Medusa legs, I suppose. See, Medusa had it going on in the head hair. If it had maybe gone on in the other hairy area, that's not a phrase I've ever said before, and not a phrase that anyone ever wants me to say again. Then, and also Medusa would have been a bird, not a woman, and also real, not a myth. She might have looked something like that. Oh dear. Most people have to, like, you know, be on drugs or drunk to be this stupid, but somehow I manage it anyway. Right, sorry about that slightly coarse jump cut. Got interrupted again. Seems this series is somewhat cursed for when it comes to interruptions. Alright then, this place is a bit dangerous because there's two robots here which patrol around quite a lot, which I don't much like. But, maybe if I get into that room, I can't see if there's a doorway in there. I mean, that's where I want to be going, but there's no way I can get through there without luring him out. So let me just have a little poke around this room first and see if there's anything I can find here which might come in handy for me. Or whether it's just resources. I'm wondering whether they're placing the resources in places where you need them. In the sense that, aha, that's exactly what I was looking for, that little hole in the wall by there. Yeah, whether they sometimes like put radio materials and the core elements for building stuff down in places where you're more likely to need them. I think that's probably the way that I would design it. If I were doing it. But I'm not doing it. Somebody else is doing it, so I don't know what to think. Right. I think we've managed to get through that relatively unscathed, which makes a nice change. Right, what am I looking at now? Ah, is that the church? Nice looking building. Do wish I could see it a bit better, but then again I don't have telescopic eyes, unlike my robot friends. Well, friends, they keep bashing my brains in.
Last chance to save Jack. If I fail, he'll... I can't think about that. I have to keep going.
I'm sorry. What is that? It's got sides for arms, and possibly for feet as well. Goodness, what a creature. What a mechanical concoction. Alright, I'm just going to let him pass again. There we are. I'll slip in through here. I think that's a skull. I thought it was a big red button. I might blow something up with that, but no such luck. Dead to the unicorn? Oh no. Dead to the level unicorn? I don't know. I don't understand regular art. I'm certainly not going to understand post-apocalyptic art now, am I? I'm sorry, what is that? I don't know. It's like if a marshmallow and the yin and yang symbol loved each other very much. There's nowhere I can go from here, is there? All these walls are solid. Alright then, fair enough. Let's wait for him to come back and then try and slip past him again. And then I'm gonna have to, I need to get through that door there. I highly doubt I'm going to be able to manage that. Unless he's completely deaf and I can run. He's not completely deaf and I can't run. I mean he might be. He might just not be very motivated about his job. Maybe he's not as into all the person killing as everyone else is around here. Given that he didn't seem to try very hard even when he did detect me. But, that's alright. Alright, there is another one in there, isn't there? Yes, indeed. It doesn't look like there's anything of interest in there, though. How did you detect me when the other kid didn't? I fail to understand how this works. Can I? No, I can't. Is the short and sweet answer to that. Ugh, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, where am I now? Oh, good, I get to go through this summer dance again. And I'm looking over the wrong shoulder. Alright then. What if I stay crouched? Nope. I probably started that run a little too early. But, regardless of that fact, there must be something which triggers these things. What? I heard like a sound of breaking glass. Did I step on something? Did I step on something I wasn't supposed to? I do wish it would leave my head looking over the right shoulder instead of the left one. It's very annoying. Alright, let me try this again. Well, it definitely isn't line of sight. Because they have the visual acuity of a brick. Excellent. It must be that I walked over something then. Like this yellow stuff, perhaps. Yeah. That must be what it is. Now, I don't see a way of getting past that. So I don't see that I've got any choice but to try and... Oh dear. I don't see that there's anything else I can do but hang my head in shame. Oh, right then. Hey look, it left my head looking over the correct shoulder this time. I appreciate that. It must be sound, because look, he's looking right at me and he can't see me. What I also notice is that they don't have a light on their face. Or rather, they don't have a light just in front of them. This fly is cruising to get murdered at the moment. Idiot. Seriously, what am I meant to do here? Because there's nowhere else on this earth I can go at the minute. But I've got to deal with you somehow. Oh, they're sharpening their sides like death claws do. I'm going to try making a trap. I doubt this is going to work, but I'm going to try. I'm also going to wait until he's further away, just for the sake of getting that extra second on him. Because I make that noise, he detects me. But there we are. That's caught him. Now that might slow him down just long enough for me to figure out where the hell it is I'm going. Oh, okay. He's just on the other side of this door. He does seem to have forgotten about me, though, which is lovely. I don't know where I'd access that from. I can't go out either of these windows, though, can I? So where am I going? This game is a little confusing. Unless I am going down there. But again, I'm going to drop into a load of stuff. A load of broken glass if I do that. I don't know how to do that without getting caught very, very easily. because there's nowhere else I can go. It seems like it's forcing me to make an infernal ruckus, which is very annoying because that's the one thing I mustn't do. Which I get it is game design and all, but still. It's a pain in my neck. Yep, and he's found me. I can do this dance all night, kid. I can do this until the dawn is dusk. Eventually he's got to lose track of me, right? Yeah. Okay. Very well. Now that was odd, because he didn't actually detect me that time. He went to investigate the noise, but he didn't actually detect me. The little red exclamation mark didn't appear above his head. Something very odd is... Whoever dropped all this glass here needs to have a serious talk with somebody. Somebody ideally that is carrying a mallet and a lot of malice. Mallets and malice, those are good combinations without doubt. Goodness sake. Yeah, giddy aunt. There are people that lived in this house that need a serious lesson in keeping their homes tidy. Right, so would you believe it, that is broken glass. It looks like there's far too much of it there to be broken glass, but I've just got to sort of navigate around very carefully in a manner which means I don't accidentally step over the glass, because these creatures seem to be blind. They just have very, very acute hearing. Again, very similar to Deathclaws, actually. Deathclaws have very poor sense of sight. Some of them are, in fact, blind. But they have an immensely good sense of smell and a sense of hearing. I think. As best I can... Oh, blast. I push myself up against the wall and be as thin as possible. Hello! Would you like to screw off and die in a hole? I really shouldn't be following him, because there's no way on earth. No, I was just thinking, there's no way on earth he's actually going to go far enough away that, You heard nothing, mate. I didn't drop one as you walked past, not at all. Goodness sake. There's some very odd caricatures going on in this modern graffiti stuff. I really do not understand it in the slightest. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right. I rather wish I'd seen a loading screen about these creatures. Like we did with the big berserk ones. But then again, the berserk ones I got a decent tutorial on in terms of being shown them attacking another robot. I didn't get any type of tutorial for these kids. But never mind. I've got no idea which direction my objective is in. Because I can't see far enough away in order to find that, to see the big tower. No. But I mean, that sort of big stone wall looks like it might be part of a castle. And castles and churches sort of go together, don't they? It's the best bet I can give you at the moment until I get my GPS implant. We spoke about that last week. I'm sure it's going into development very soon. Alright then, let's waltz out onto the street like nothing is going to kill me. Well, would you believe it? There's actually nothing around that wants to kill me. Ain't that lovely? Oh, thunder and lightning in a totally cloudless sky. How very homely. Why do I have the strangest feeling I've been here before? See, this is the problem when you've got no idea of which direction your objective's in. I don't know if I'm going the right way or totally the wrong way. I have no idea at all. I really do feel like I've been this way before. And that I've been inside this very building before. These are all just normal enemies, aren't they? There's nothing There's no new or interesting types of enemies here. I'm convinced I've been here before. Absolutely convinced. I'm going to go back and have a look around some of the other places, see whether there was a different direction I could go, because I'm just convinced that this isn't right. I just wish I could see my objective somewhere. No, that's not the church. That's just a pillar. It's just a tower somewhere. I really feel like this game could do with a compass or a map or something. Just something to give you a clue as to which direction you're supposed to be travelling in. Because while I appreciate this very sort of open world, as it were, which I guess is necessary when you've got sort of optional objectives and stuff in terms of collectibles and stuff. Is that the tower? No, I think that's actually a tree that I can see. I'm looking just to the right of the tower that you can see. Tower that's just above the bonds there. I was looking at that tree there, which in fact is a tree, not a nothing of interestingness. So that was a total waste of an afternoon, wasn't it? Yeah, I really do feel like a little bit more guidance on where you're supposed to be going, just in terms of a cardinal direction, would be really, really useful, because I honestly haven't a clue. But unless I can go through this building and off to the left here somehow, which is possible. Let me try that first before I go this way, because I'm really not convinced about going through that building. No, this doesn't take me anywhere. And I can't climb out this window. I have to go back out to the door like some sort of civilized person. Yeah, and there's nowhere I can go through here, so I must be meant to go through here, but I have the strangest feeling I've been this way before. Maybe it is leading me back out the way I came. It's like, oh no, you need to leave the town now and go back into the hills so that you can access the church from like a different location or something. Perhaps that's what's going on. I don't know, but it doesn't look like there's anyone upstairs, so I'm gonna go up here. Ugh! Right. That, my friend, is a bunch of trees. That is not a church. Ah, hello, gentlemen. I can see some of the Deathclaw creatures over there. Which is lovely. At least that means I know that this place has at the very least been updated since the last time I was here, if indeed I have been here before. Goodness sake, it was only earlier this afternoon. You'd think I'd be able to remember. But naturally I can't, for I am a cretin. Well, there's an orange cable there which must link to a gate that I can open. So I need to get back down onto the ground floor so that I can find the generator that's connected to and we can get through that door. Because if we can get through that door, we're going to be a little bit closer to whatever it is we're looking for. Is this audio log? Yes, it is.
We're locked up in the attic. Screams and squeals are in the streets. The things that are murdering these people are machines. We're getting attacked by some freaking robots. We were unsafe in the house. We had to hide. I heard some people fled to bunkers in the mountains, but I wasn't brave enough. I couldn't resist it. If you want shh, Max, be quiet.
Alright, I think we heard enough of that. Goodness, as if I didn't like these monsters enough, as it were. Alright then. That kind of strengthens my theory that it wasn't just a load of robots which we invented, which then turned on us. Otherwise, they wouldn't. That man wouldn't have been so surprised by the fact that it was a robot. Which makes me feel that they were maybe like a secret government thing that nobody knew about. And that somehow got loose, or perhaps they were people that got themselves into a building and then couldn't get themselves out of it, and they went slightly insane trying to find the exit. I believe there's a third floor I can access. Oh, I didn't know there were any of you guys about. Yeah, that really does strengthen my theory that these machines came from another place, or another group, or another planet. Or another postcode. I don't blasted well know. The only thing I know is that I'm going to try and get these two to have a bit of a fracas. Hello, gentlemen. I need to get a bit closer, though. Ideally, I want to get into that lavender. Just here. Just here. There we go. Now, get me a radio. And then when these two are a little closer together, which is about now, try and lure them together and then have a fight. Go on, have a fight! Have a fight! Oh goodness, you're going to have a fight with two of them. Goodness, buy one, get one free. What a lucky boy I am. Well, that was amazingly well. That went amazingly well. I genuinely didn't predict that that would go even nearly as well as it did, as it did. Goodness. Oh, goodness, every monster's chasing me and they're going to kill me, and if they do, that's going to reset all my progress. And there's no way on earth I'm going to get that berserk creature to kill two of them this time. For goodness sake. That's what I get for getting cocky. Where was that second one? Was he like the one that was there, perhaps? I don't know. Yeah, he must have been that one. I mean, I can try and time it so that all three are core, but I doubt it'll work. No, there's no way that'll work, because he's gone far too far away now. I would really like to get rid of him as well, because I imagine that will pay dividends later. Oh, it must have been that one up there that caught me. I'm just going to hang here for a second and see if that guy comes back. Alright, I'm bored. I can't wait any longer. Fight! Fight each other. Fight for my amusement. Excellent. Oh, maybe that side... Oh, you did hear it. You did hear the ruckus. You were a bit too late to the party. Could you two fight each other? Could you stop pushing yourself into that dead man's behind, please? Are you gonna leave, or are you just gonna stand there forever and be a massive pain in the neck? No, I think you're just... No, you are leaving. Excellent. Are you leaving as well, or not? Because I don't have a lot of time, kiddos. I need to get this sorted kind of expeditiously. Alright then. So, within this building, there is a generator. And naturally, it just happens to be where he patrols. Of course it does. Well, at least this place seems open enough that I could probably get around him if I can get behind him. And all the sound has died. Why has all the sound died? Game. Sounds. There we go. That's better. I knew we'd get there eventually. Get out. This game confuses me with its sound design occasionally. Alright. I'm close to where I need to be. I'm not exactly where I need to be, but I'm close. Problem is, you don't come past this doorway, do you? You just come right up behind it. I have to throw stones. There we go, all sorted. I feel like the stone's more effective with them. I feel like they have a longer range of hearing things. Right then, that sorted that cable out. But where I go from here is anyone's guess. Okay then, I need to work my way back to back to where I started. I mean, I can get back to where I started by dying, of course, but I ain't really into that. I'm pressing E and the grand total of diddly squat is happening. Oh, finally. Just when I didn't need to do it. Just when he proved that he wasn't interested in listening to me. That's when it happened. Wonderful. Unless I can sneak behind him while he's in that doorway. No, I didn't think that would work. I mean, it was worth a try, but I really didn't think it was going to work. You've given up? Marvellous. Right then. I need to try and locate the door which this is attached to. I guess I can try going up any staircases I can find here. Aha! If I can find the source of the door, I'll find the other orange cable. Now where is it? It's probably not up there. It's Gideon! Maybe, Phil, don't stand in the street. Gideon. Ye great stupid face. And I mean great in the large sense, not great as in the, like, Alexander the Great. Right. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, come on, I just need to do this so we can sort it out and leave it at that for the day, because, we've been going a bit long. And the file size is going to get too big if I'm not careful. I can't deal with these girthy files. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh, for goodness sake. What a big old pickle I've got myself into. This is a big problem. You scared of fire? No. You do have a friend over here, though, which is lovely. I love that I can't jump over those things while people are chasing me. Giddy, yeah. Well, at least it saved me turning this generator on. At least it's got some semblance of decency. Alright then, let me get us back to where we was, and then we shall have another go at doing this without screwing up. At least not quite as massively as I just did then. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, just leave. I don't mind. Okay, you've respawned, which is semi-positive, semi-negative. It's like an electric current that can't make up its mind. Good job, Phil. Make a joke about physics, a topic you know nothing about and will undoubtedly get it wrong. Good job, old boy. Right then. Let me get us back to where we was. Well, this is an odd predicament I've gotten myself into. It really wants me to stand here. Because when I walk over here, there's like this massive pull that's keeping me from going further away and massively slowing me down. Ah, I have broken free. I have escaped. Marvellous. Right. Giddy aunt. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Oh no, it's happened again! Quick! Escape from the tractor beam! We've managed it. There's a monster over there that will kill us. Now I really want to go and stand over there to hide. But I don't reckon I can quite manage that. Well, this is interesting. A little maze. I find myself questioning why the hell anyone would build this up here. But to each their own, I suppose. Alright. There's got to be another generator nearby. Yeah, there's one right there. Oh, for goodness sake, again with that blasted broken glass. If this kills me, I shall be most irate. Turning this on is going to make an infernal din that you're going to hear, though, isn't it? Where the hell am I going to escape to? There's nowhere to go up here. I guess I could throw like a radio and try and lure them over there. Like lure them really far away. There we go. Let them get close to it. There. Thank you. There we go. Good. They're not paying much attention to me. Good. Okay then. I think that's generator number 2. I think there's still one more, however. Oh no, the tractor beam's locked on again. Another problem is that I don't know where the door is. This blasted tractor beam. Would you let go of me? Kitty yarns. I feel the attraction between us too, but this is not the time nor the place. Kitty yarns. Right, there we are. Kitty yarns. Great. I should emphasize. Oh no, no, I'm not stuck. No. No, I cannot be stuck. I have come too far to get my bum stuck to the wall. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, I didn't get stuck to the wall. I just ghosted through it. Fair enough. I'm gonna have another go at doing this now. Hopefully I ain't stuck on something. Right, if you would get out of range of the tractor beam. Thank you. And not get seen by that bozo. Oh, for crying out loud. Fine. Right, give me a minute. I'll escape the monsters and the tractor beam, and I'll find this confounded door. And everything else that I need, and then maybe we'll be back to a place where we can finish the episode, because this one's getting obtusely long. Right, there is the door that I need to leave by. I'm going to open that door, we're going to go on the other side of it. There is the church, by the way, that you can see just up there. That's our goal for next time, but right now I'm just going to go through this door, I'm going to let it shut behind me, and then that is going to be the end of this episode, because right now I am incredibly cross. Would that blasted door shut, and would it autosave, please? Look, yes, I know the church is over there. Could it just shut and autosave, please? Because I am not going through that song and dance again, because I'm about to explain just why it's as irritating as it is. No, apparently it wouldn't autosave, which means we need to walk a little further. Right, now it's autosaved. Thank heaven for that. Right. Allow me to just take a moment to explain why that was so frustrating. That was... well, this is interesting. I've moulded with this rock. That was so frustrating because there were 3 different generators you had to turn on. You had to turn them all on, and then you had to get to the door and go on the other side of it. The problem is that the place is swarming with bad guys, and every single time you die, all of the generators get reset. So on any attempt, you have to get through all 3 generators, and then get to the door. There's no turning one generator on, and then that one being saved and you die. Oddly, it saves when you reach the first generator, but it doesn't save that you've turned it on, and it doesn't save when you get to any of the other generators, which is weird, but whatever. I mean, mostly it is just a matter of difficulty. The game is, for the most part, quite fair. I feel like maybe it's a bit too punishing when you get seen and when you're being chased by a robot, because it's almost impossible to get away from them. Maybe that's intentional. The idea is to make it really costly for when you get discovered. And if that's the case, then alright. The game is just being tough but fair. But my word, that was so frustrating because I kept dying to stupid little things. Like in the I can't remember if I showed it, but in the generator that's in like this little room off to the side, not the one that we started with and not the one with the little maze, the other one, the one that's just got a guy standing in there. Every time I tried to throw the radio to get him to look away from the generator for a minute, every time I threw it, he detected me throwing it, which meant he ignored the radio and came straight for me, and then he killed me every single time, and it was immensely frustrating. But never mind, it's over now. I like those death creatures because there's a lot of strategy you can put in place for them. For example, you can stand right next to them and they don't detect you, which means if they're sort of like patrolling along a corridor, you can get like halfway along the corridor and then stop and then let them walk by you, because they can stand right next to you and they can't detect you because they have no sense of sight, they only hear. So as long as you're stationary, they will not be able to detect you, which is great because it leads into really interesting tactics. The main robots are just a massive pain in the neck because they just stand in exactly the wrong place and they look exactly the wrong direction at exactly the wrong time. But anyway, it's over now. It is all finished. Next time we can go to the church and figure out what's going on, and then that'll be it probably. Okay then. Man, that was really difficult. And I got a bit cross doing it. You don't want to hear the words that I said while that was while the camera was off. But anyway, That's enough of that. I do like this game. I genuinely do. It's very impressive and it's very nicely put together. And it just gets under my skin sometimes when you're this close, and then because somebody turned around while you were this far away from getting through a window, it just gets under my skin. And also, random side point, there are some windows you can jump through and other ones you can't. So the ones you can jump through have a sort of bit of white paint on them, which indicate that you can go through them. But there's windows that are the same height and the same size that you can't go through. They'd be really useful to go through, because it would allow you access to a useful area and a useful shortcut instead of going the long way round. It just doesn't make sense why some of them are arbitrarily allowed to be used and some of them arbitrarily aren't allowed to be used. It seems a bit weird. But never mind, it doesn't matter. That's enough for this week. I apologise for ranting and raving. I will be in a better mood next week. Look at this knobbly rock. Isn't this knobbly rock interesting? Can I stick my face in this knobbly rock? No, the hitbox in this one actually exists, unlike the hitbox in many of the others. How is this tree growing out of solid concrete? Never mind any of that tripe. Never mind any of my verbal diarrhea. I've prattled on long enough. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. More next week as ever. Look after each other and good night.